Welcome to Scott Slasher World. This week I'm showing off all my latest Sega Genesis pickups. Sega! First up this week is an absolute classic, and that's Mortal Kombat Part 2. This game right here, man, I used to play it all the time when I was a kid. Me and my cousin Danny would spend hours and hours playing Mortal Kombat 2, learning all the different finishing moves, and had, animalities, friendships, babalities. It had it all. Everybody knows Mortal Kombat 2, classic game from Acclaim. Sticking with classics and Part 2s, it's Sonic the Hedgehog Part 2.
Now, when you buy the Sega Genesis that comes with Sonic 1, you'll get Sonic 2 absolutely free. Sonic 2 handles stubborn stains, embarrassing bald spots, no problem. It even slices and dices, makes thousands of julienne fries. But wait, you can play it too. This free Sonic 2 is a $54.99 value. You get 2 Sonics for the price of 1. Sonic 2 fits easily into any tackle box. Made from a space-age polymer plastic for years of family fun. And pets love it too. Buy the Sega Genesis that comes with Sonic 1 and get Sonic 2 free.
Act now. Wiener Dog Sweater sold separately.
Another, probably my favorite Sonic, another classic, like I said, Sega was firing on all cylinders around this time. Everybody knows Sonic the Hedgehog, and everybody knows Sonic the Hedgehog Part 2. Next up is Disney's Aladdin.
Get this! At school I found this magic lamp, and I wished for Disney's Aladdin for my Sega Genesis. It's like the movie! I got to battle sword-slashing thieves, and nasty palace guards, and ride a flying carpet. And I still have 2 more wishes.
Prove it!
Sega Genesis and Disney's Aladdin game cartridge, each sold separately.
Another awesome game. Almost all the Disney games are excellent on Sega Genesis. This is no exception. This one does come with the booklet. Super thrilled to have picked up Aladdin for the Sega Genesis. Up next, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. You know, I believe I owned this one as a kid as well. It was cool to get this whole lot from Welcome Back Collectibles because a bunch of these games I did have as a kid. And I'm pretty sure I had this one too. This one is super tough, especially if you're playing the computer. I put this in and played it twice, and I got my butt beat. Cool game. Looking forward to getting further in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. This one I used to play all the time back in the day as well, and this is Bulls versus Blazers.
Give me the rock, give me the handles, give me the paint, give me the shoes. You have anything in a Gorilla Slam, sweet. Give me that, not that brick, that brick. Give me him, some of that, and one of those. Showtime. Take his move, not that move. Money. Gimme. My house. If it's in the game, it's in the game. Bulls versus Blazers and Bulls versus Lakers for Super NES and Sega Genesis. EA Sports. It's in the game.
I look forward to actually revisiting this one. I haven't put this one in just yet, but I remember loving it as a kid. And my cousin Adam had this game, and there was a bunch of just Bulls versus Lakers, Bulls versus Blazers. These games are always fun, but like I said, I haven't revisited it, so I don't know how it holds up. Next up is a Sega classic, and I did own this as a kid, and the move on this one is to get Joe Montana, hike the ball, and just go backwards about 10 yards and just throw it, just Hail Mary, and you're gonna get a touchdown. It is Joe Montana 2 Sports Talk Football.
Hey sports fans, what makes Sega Genesis new Joe Montana 2 Sports Talk Football the most realistic? Simple, they're the only ones who put in a continuous play-by-play announcer. Let's go to the action.
First and 10, back to pass, better hurry, puts it up, intercepted, first down. Montana back to pass. Throws going deep. Wide open. Payday.
Joe Montana 2 Sports Talk Football.
It's a whole lot more.
That's right, you've got Sports Talk now. It was kind of groundbreaking at the time to have live play-by-play. I loved this game as a kid. Not sure how it holds up, but I do have the booklet and everything, so it's a complete copy of Joe Montana. Next up is Miss Pac-Man. I've not actually played this just yet. From what I can tell, I think it's a port of the arcade game. This does say it's 1 to 2 players on the back. I do look forward to playing this. I always love Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man. This one also came with the booklet. And the last Sega Genesis game out of that lot that I bought from Welcome Back Collectibles claim sale is Beauty and the Beast Belle's Quest. I did stick this in, and this doesn't really seem like a game for me. I really would like to play the one that's got the Beast in it. I've heard from a couple people, my buddy Derek Billings said that it's a really good game. But this one, so far, not for me, but I haven't played it enough. It comes with the booklet, so that's cool. And so like I said, those 8 games, plus I did get 2 Master System games in that lot. I'll show the Master System games at the end of the video, but those 8 games all came in one lot from Welcome Back Collectibles. I got a super good deal on it. Most of those cards were like 20 to 25 each. I got the whole thing, all 10 games, including the Master System games, for 50 bucks during that claim sale. So I'll put the Welcome Back Collectibles link in the video description so you can follow them. These 2 loose Sega Genesis carts came from Welcome Back Collectibles, and yes, I finally got Earthworm Jim 2.
Eat dirt, Psycho! Fish! It's Earthworm Jim blasting his archenemy Psycho! Uh-oh, when Peter Puppy gets mad, he turns into... But first, a word about Earthworm Jim 2 video game! It's out there! Bouncing puppies, falling grandmas, hungry antheads, and some really weird stuff, too! It's like the worm says... Groovy! Earthworm Jim 2 video game! Back to Peter Puppy! I'm out of here! His rage has transformed him into monstrous Peter Puppy, uncontrollably smashing the nearest thing, which happens to be Psycho! Earthworm Jim figures and video game.
Man, I've been playing the heck out of this. This game is awesome. I love this game. It's right up there with the original. I really, really like it. And also, Flashback. A really cool, unique game. I definitely would have hated Flashback as a kid because it's a difficult game if you don't know what you're doing. What I did was I just looked at a playthrough and just kind of emulated it. But the graphics in Flashback are awesome. I'll show these 2 carts close up at the end of the video so you can get a better look at them. The next game I'm going to show off came from Welcome Back Collectibles as well, and I got this game the same day I got the last 2 I showed off, and this is Last Action Hero for the Sega Genesis. This is a nice, complete copy. We've got book and all, and man, is this game frustrating. I have not been able to make it past the first stage just yet. The controls are very weird during the beat 'em up part. I look forward to progressing, and I think it's going to be a kind of a fun game to play, but man, that first stage is rough. But man, look at this awesome cover. How could you say no to Last Action Hero? And the last Sega Genesis game I'll be showing in front of the camera this week is Last Battle, aka Fist of the North Star. This one I got from Super Game Station in Radford, Virginia. And man, this is a very, very fun beat 'em up. I know that if I would have played this as a kid, I would have gotten frustrated immediately and hated the game. But as an adult, I knew there was more to the game, and there really is. Some really large like sprites on this, big characters. You're knocking your enemies off the screen. They're flying this way and that way. They did remove the blood, and they also, of course, removed the license. So that's why the characters in the game look nothing like this. But yeah, it's actually Fist of the North Star, if you've ever seen that anime. Super fun game. Highly recommend playing Last Battle for the Sega Genesis. That's all for this week in front of the camera. Be sure to stay tuned to the end of the video because I will be showing these games off close up behind the camera. And before I go, help me grow the channel by liking, subscribing, and hitting that bell notification so you never miss a video. Also, leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite Sega Genesis game is. All right, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. So it's been a fun time just talking about Sega Genesis games, and these games I'm going to show off are two very fun games to play. I got both of these at Welcome Back Collectibles, and Earthworm Jim 2 is amazing. I love Earthworm Jim. That series is great, man. Part 1 and 2 are great. The cartoon's great. Now I want to track down any other games. I know there was like another game or two for different systems that were made. I think that there was like PlayStation, like, what was it, like maybe an HD port of Part 1? I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to track them down because I love Earthworm Jim. And Flashback. Like I said, this game I would have hated as a kid, but it is beautiful. It's a beautiful game, awesome graphics, and as an adult, it's hard, but I'm enjoying my time playing it. So yeah, Flashback and Earthworm Jim 2, you cannot go wrong with those. Flashback I got for a real cheap price of $5. So, and then the other two games that I got with my, the Welcome Back Collectibles claim sale, I showed off the first 8 games came from the lot that were $50. But these games, which are Master System games, were included in that lot. So it was a total of 10 games for $50. Super cheap on these games. This right here, like I don't have the Master System, but here is Great Baseball, the Mega Cart. There you go, that's what they look like. There's the back there. And we also have Enduro Racer, the Mega cartridge. Love that Sega logo. I'm kind of glad that they changed the white and blue cases to, when they first launched the Genesis, it was like a black and blue with the same grid. But the white, I don't know, it just doesn't look as cool. I've seen like, it looks cool like with Rambo, because they did a game with Rambo that looks really good. But these, they kind of look generic sort of, and I don't know, are these fun games? I've never played the Master System. So I look forward to maybe even picking up a Master System, the 8-bit Sega system. Welcome to Scott's Slasher World. This week, I'm gonna be showing a ton of new Sega Genesis pickups, Super Nintendo pickups, and a few vinyl. First up this week from Welcome Back Collectibles, I picked up the classic Sega Genesis game, Castle of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse.
Who does the world's most fun cartoon character in a hot new 16-bit game? Who does Disney animation as only a 16-bit video game can? Genesis does. Genesis does. Genesis does. Genesis does. Genesis does. Who gives you $30 cash back when you buy a new Sega Genesis system? Genesis does. Buy a Sega Genesis system now and get $30 cash back.
I'm glad I picked this game up. This is actually the first time I'd ever played Castle of Illusion. And anybody that I ever talked to when I was telling them, you know, I've been collecting Sega Genesis games, one of the games they always would bring up is Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. And they're not wrong, man. This is a great platformer. A beautiful copy that I picked up, by the way. Thank you, Welcome Back Collectibles. Look at this. Complete with the manual. Very, very pretty. Love this game. Super fun, and I can't wait to beat it. My next Sega Genesis pickup this week also came from Welcome Back Collectibles, and it's another classic. It's Quackshot, starring Donald Duck.
Absolutely Sega Genesis. Do it, name the name, baby, what's your game?
Quackshot starring Donald Duck.
Sega Genesis.
Streets of Rage.
Sega Genesis.
Go with Quackshot, Streets of Rage, just two hot names of the games. Sega Genesis system and games sold separately.
This was another first-time play for me, and I love this game as well. I picked this one up about 3 weeks ago from Welcome Back, and I'd been playing this non-stop until I got Castle of Illusion. This is a real fun game, and I have not beat it just yet, but yeah, I love the way you jump from place to place, and you got to get certain items to further your progress in different stages, and you got to go back. Like Huey, Dewey, and Louie come and pick you up in an airplane, and you get to fly back to different different areas of the map. Really fun game, and I highly recommend Quackshot, starring Donald Duck. Next up this week is Time Slip on the Super Nintendo. You know, no one ever talks about Time Slip. This is a really fun game that kind of feels like a Contra game almost, except you can get hit multiple times without dying. But I really love like the enemies in this. They got some really cool sprites. I love the sound. I don't know. Nobody talks about Time Slip, and I don't know why that is, but I'm really having fun playing it. I also picked up a childhood favorite of mine on the Sega Genesis, and that was NHL 94.
Ready. A goalie stones you cold all night. Hey. All of a sudden you catch a pass on the tape. Fire. And you turn the stone wall into a sieve. NHL 94 for Sega Genesis and Super NES. One-timers, cold streaks, oh yeah, hot streaks. If it's in the game, EA Sports, it's in the game.
My cousin Adam owned this game back in the day, so anytime my other cousin Danny and I were over there, we'd take turns playing. One of the funnest things about this was that if you hit the opposing team the right way, your two guys would like face off on the rink. So you just start like have a boxing match during the middle of this hockey game, which really added to the charm. I love this one. The next game, they made it like nice and faster, but they took away the fighting in 95, so I didn't like it as much. I think they brought the fighting back in 96. But as you can see, this is a complete copy with the manual. Love this game. I have so many fond memories of playing this as a kid. Next up this week is a game I actually already owned, but I didn't have the manual, so I went ahead and just picked it up. So now I have an extra copy of Batman Returns on the Sega Genesis. You know, I haven't really played this game that much. I got a copy from, I believe, Game Junkies, but it didn't have the book. And then I found a really nice, clean copy at Welcome Back with the manual, so I just picked it up. So I'll probably trade the other copy, but I'm just glad to have a full copy of it. I just love the box art. I need to play this more. I need to get into it. It's a tough game, what I remember, but yeah. Very cool to add a complete copy of Batman Returns on the Sega Genesis to my collection. Before I show off some more game pickups, I'm gonna go ahead and show off two new vinyl pickups. And the first came from Welcome Back Collectibles, and it's Alice Cooper's Trash. Love this album. One of his great albums of the 80s. Has the hit song Poison among others. You got Spark in the Dark, House of Fire, Bed of Nails, Trash, I'm Your Gun. These are all great songs, and now I have 12 full-length Alice Cooper albums on vinyl, so it's getting close. He's got 29 full-length albums, not including like greatest hits or live. So I've got 12 out of the 29. I'm getting closer, but Really thrilled to add this album to the collection. And my next vinyl pickup came from Spookables, and I love this album. It is Neck Deep's Life's Not Out to Get You. If you've never listened to this and you like punk music, listen to this. This is so good. Love the art on this. This one opens up like so. Bam! Look how sweet that is. I love this. And look at the vinyl on this is beautiful. It's a sweet blue. Oh man, look how pretty that is. Love this. Favorite song is definitely Kalima, but these are all awesome. Can't Kick Up the Roots, Gold Steps, Serpents, December. Every track, all 12 tracks on this, they're all amazing. Highly recommend listening to Neck Deep's Life's Not Out to Get You. I also have 2 new VHS pickups to show off this week. Both of these came from Welcome Back Collectibles, and I got it during their Memorial Day sale. It was buy one, get one free. The first one I've never watched before, I've never seen it. It's called The Chair. Look how cool this is. It looks like Shocker or The Horror Show. Kind of came out around that time. And I don't know, I've never seen it, and I'm really excited to put this one in the player. And the second VHS I got, you know, I've got on Blu-ray, but I really have been just trying to collect all these full moon VHSs. I love just everything about these full moon VHSs. They're so pretty. I love the full moon logo, the Paramount logo, the art, the video zones. I don't know, I'm gonna collect all the full moon VHS I can, and I'm just happy to add Puppet Master 3 to my collection. Now I have Puppet Master 2 and 3 on VHS. Also picked up Super Metroid on the SNES from the Cult Shop.
Before Nintendo came out with Super Metroid, we wanted to make sure it was the most intense Metroid battle ever. So we thought we'd see how Killer here would fare against it. Ready, boy? That's 24 megs worth of weapons, worlds, and weirdos old Killer's up against. Nintendo's biggest game ever. He's a big boy. He can handle it. Well, let's see how he did. Ship it! Super Metroid, only on the Super NES.
This was a highly recommended Super Nintendo game. Everybody was saying online, this is a great game to play. And it is fun, but they didn't really mention how difficult it is. It is very, very hard to kind of figure out what to do next. So I did go to YouTube and look at some Let's Plays to figure out how to progress. I look forward to getting further in the game, and yeah, like I said, fun game, but it's going to be kind of hard. Last week I showed off a Sega Genesis pickup from Retro Reset Video Games and Collectibles. It was Taz in Escape from Mars. Really love that game. And while I was at Welcome Back Collectibles, I found the first one. I found Tasmania on the Sega Genesis.
Electricity? Careful there. Ha! Or it'll toast your eyeballs.
Now I'll pop this one in really quick, so I haven't had enough time to really play it. So far it looks to be a pretty fun game, but I think I'm gonna like Taz and Escape from Mars a little better. But I think this is a fun game. I like that the mechanics are the same, so I look forward to like progressing further in this one. I also picked up Spider-Man for the Super Nintendo from Welcome Back Collectibles.
No need to panic. Could be critical. The odds are against you. Spider-Man faces 20 supervillains so powerful even with the Fantastic Four. His number may be up. Marvel's Spider-Man, the video game from Acclaim.
I haven't even had a chance to put this one in yet, so I don't really have any frame of reference. I look forward to playing it, and I have a lot of the Spider-Man games on Sega Genesis, and I do have Spider-Man and the X-Men on Super, so I look forward to playing this one. I like almost all the Spider-Man games. And the last Sega Genesis pickup this week that also came from Welcome Back Collectibles is Outrun 2019. I threw this one in and played about 10 minutes of it, and I'm digging the music and I'm digging the play. It seems to be a really fun Outrun game. That's all for this week in front of the camera. Stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to show off a few items my wife got me, and I'm going to show off a couple more of the Star Trek figures that my cousin Adam gave to me. But before I go though, be sure to help me grow this channel by leaving me a comment, by liking, subscribing, and hitting that bell notification so you never miss a video. Thanks for sticking around until the end of the video. So first up, I'm gonna show off a few toys my wife picked up for me at Goodwill. She found these two Animaniacs toys, which I love the Animaniacs. Such a great cartoon. She found a little Spider-Man. They all came grouped together in like a big toy, like a big old batch of toys for like $3 or $4. And I just kind of picked a few that I liked. There was Spider-Man, a couple Ninja Turtles were in there. We got Raphael and Donatello. Raphael's shell opens up, and Donatello's bow, you can, look at that. Oh, very cool. And then the last thing that I kept out of the batch was this little guy. And I need to take a picture of him and put him in Google search because I don't even know what he's from, but he looks cool. He's got like a compass on his stomach. I think this is from 2006 McDonald's. So that's what I know without putting it in Google. But if you know what this is from, let me know. I just think he looks cool. And I'm gonna show off, here's two Star Trek figures that my cousin Adam gave me. We've got the Borg. Very cool figure. I like the way he looks. And then let's see, the last one is Romulan from Star Trek: The Next Generation. Very cool. And once he said he's got a whole other box of these. I'll probably do a video where I just show all of them off. It'll be fun for me to go through because I do, like Star Trek, and I've watched the movies and a few of the shows, but some of the character names I don't know. So you're gonna hear me mispronounce a lot of character names, but we can get through it together. So like I said, help me grow this channel by leaving me a comment and by liking the video, and if you're not subscribed, please do so. I'll see everybody next week. Welcome to Scott Slasher World. This week, I'm gonna be showing off tons of Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis games that I got from Welcome Back Collectibles. First up this week is Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge on the Super Nintendo.
Tired of the same old fun and games? Welcome Spider-Man X-Men to the video game ride of your lives.
Wolverine, Spider-Man, Gambit, Cyclops.
Now on Genesis, the ultimate video game team. Are we having fun yet?
I popped this game in yesterday and really enjoyed it. You first start as Spider-Man, and then once you beat that first level, you could be any X-Men. You basically save the X-Men from Arcade. Really cool case. Comes with the plastic case, the original box. I'll show you the cartridge. Yeah, this is a really fun game. It comes up like the X-Men cartoon, like the 90s X-Men cartoon. Loved it. As soon as I turned it on, it was like 90s nostalgia. But here is the cart. Love this game, and I can't wait to play it more. Next up this week is WWF Super WrestleMania on the Super Nintendo. Love the cover of this game. I've not popped this one in. I'm 100% sure that I've played this before. But yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with any of these 90s like wrestling games. I loved all these, especially with two players. You got Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage on the cover, Road Warriors, Sid Justice, or Sid Vicious, depending on his gimmick. This is Sid Justice. That's what it says on the back there. Produced by LJN. Oh, also have Jake the Snake with his snake on the cover. And this one comes with book. Here is a nice shot of the cartridge. And here is the manual. Next up this week is a classic. It's Streets of Rage 2 on the Sega Genesis.
Young Bobby Engels has a problem. He needs to earn the respect of his peers. So he gets the special Sega Genesis fighting system. It comes with Streets of Rage 2. He saves $40. He gets more moves. He gets more control. Now things are pretty much okay.
I said chocolate chip. Say it. Say it.
Sega! Absolutely love this fighting game. I picked this one up from Welcome Back Collectibles a few weeks ago. Most of the stuff that I'm showing off today actually came from Welcome Back Collectibles yesterday. But like 2 or 3 of these games I just hadn't shown off, but I'd gotten last month. Here is the cart. Love this game. It is classic. The music, the moves, they really upped everything about part 1 and just made it crazier. Except for I like the special move in part 1 where you, like a police officer comes and just launches a grenade and it wipes out all your opponents and it doesn't take any damage off. I like all that. This one, when you use your special move, it does take a little damage off from you. It's okay. I don't know. I never really liked that feature, but classic game. Can't go wrong with Streets of Rage 2. The next game I'll be showing off this week is a game that I've always wanted to play and I've always loved the cover, but I finally popped it in yesterday, and it's an RPG that has a lot to offer, and that is Sega Genesis Shadowrun. Look at that amazing, amazing cover. Man, I love that. Here's the back of the box. It's really cool. I'm just now getting started, so there's so much more to this game than I've even experienced. It's just basically, so far, I'm just doing shadow runs, which is like a guy will give you a task where you gotta go pick up another guy and escort him to a different place on the map. But there's other things you can do, like one time the guy offered me like money to go kill a bunch of people. It's really fun. It looks like this right here could go on for hours and hours. I saw a playthrough online and it was almost 10 hours. So this is gonna be a real fun game, and I'm super, super thrilled to add it to the collection. Next up this week is a game that I've yet to play. It's Gem Power, The Lost Dimension in 3D. Love the cover, looks awesome. Like I said, I don't know really too much about this. I looked it up on Wiki and it sounded really cool, but I've never played it. I didn't look at any like gameplay footage or anything because I kind of wanted to be surprised. But it looks really cool. Let me open it up here. Here is the cartridge. Like I said, cool artwork. I don't know, looks awesome. I'm excited to play it. Next up is Ariel, Disney's The Little Mermaid on the Sega Genesis. This is a really cool cardboard box. Don't see these too often with the Genesis, especially surviving. Kind of like those Super Nintendo boxes, they're hard to come by. This one comes with a manual as well. It's, let me pull the cartridge out here. You can see that the manual is in there. I did get to play about 10 or 15 minutes of this one. I just played as Ariel. You can also play as King Triton. I do kind of dig the play. It was kind of fun. I look forward to getting further. I'm going to play probably as King Triton next time and see how far I can get. That's all for this week in front of the camera. Stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to be showing off that Welcome Back Collectibles TV commercial that I made. And if you've seen the commercial on TV, let me know like what channel and about what time you saw it. And I will be showing off these 4 Super Nintendo games behind the camera as well, so stay tuned for that. Also, help me grow this channel by leaving me a comment, by liking, subscribing, and hitting that bell notification so you never miss a video.
Remember your favorite toy as a kid? Chances are we got it. Welcome Back Collectibles has it all. We buy, sell, and trade all things collectible. We have vinyl, video games, comic books, action figures, play sets, movies on all formats, and more. We also buy collections and scrap gold. Call us now to learn more at 276-245-7587. Stop by our shop in Tazewell, Virginia, off Exit 2 behind McDonald's to find that perfect collectible.
It's me again, Bobsy. I'm back. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty.
He was just a computer-generated bobcat, but Granny loved him.
Welcome to Scott Slasher World. This week, I'm going to show off my very recent, very new Sega Genesis collection.
Say it. Say it.
Sega! First up is the console itself. This is a Sega Genesis Gen 1 console. This was given to me by my buddy Zach, and I got the hookups at a place called Computer Whiz in Beckley. Now, when I was growing up, I had a Sega Genesis Gen 2 that did not have the headphone jack and volume seen here. So they sort of just removed this. My cousin Adam had this version, so the first time I actually played a Sega Genesis was on a console that looked just like this. First up this week is some items that I picked up from Computer Whiz. So I bought the hookups and I also bought the Sega Genesis controller, and I've gotten these games all from Computer Whiz, and I will show off all these games individually at the end of the video. So I'm going to show off a couple of games that I have in box. I have 3 games in the box. First up is Terminator 2, the arcade game. This actually came from Welcome Back Collectibles. This was a claim sale grab. Probably got this for $10 or $15. And I've actually had this for a year or two, and it was before I had a Sega. I just got this just to put with my figures. I have a couple Terminator 2 figures, so I've kind of just posed them with this box. So this is the first game that I've owned since I sold my childhood collection of Sega Genesis games. So this is the starter game, if you want to call it that, for my Sega Genesis collection. Next up, and this also came from Welcome Back Collectibles, this is USA Basketball, the game. This is pretty cool. I've just threw this in recently, and here you can see has the booklet and the cartridge. Plays great. I know a lot of people don't really collect the sports games because they're so out of date, but anything with Michael Jordan in it, I'm going to collect, and I'm really happy to add this to my Sega Genesis collection. Next up is a classic. It is The Lion King. I got this at Gaming Paradise in St. Albans. I've only owned this for about a week. Really cheap price to find this in the box and everything that came with it when it was new. This is $15.99 in the box, but as you can see, comes with the booklet, the game, a huge Jungle Book poster, and a Gargoyles print ad that, you know, like an advertisement for the Gargoyles game that's coming out. You see, here is the booklet. Here is the Gargoyles print ad. It says a powerful new force is coming to video spring of 1995. That is cool. And this Jungle Book poster that is in great condition. I'll open this up just because I thought it was really cool and unique, and I just bought the game straight out. I didn't even really I saw that the booklet was in there, but I didn't realize this huge, not huge, but big poster of the Jungle Book, the video game, was also in there. So that is really, really cool to add this to the collection. Next up is a game that I just borrowed from Zach. This right here is Sonic & Knuckles. I just wanted to show it off because it is still in the box. This is really cool, and you know, this game I think is really unique for the time because you can use the cartridge to play Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. I think when you use it, you can play as Knuckles, I believe, or maybe it's Tails, but for some reason I think it's Knuckles. You can let me know in the comments, but yeah, you can definitely put Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 in there and play as an extra character, which is really, really cool. That's all for this week in front of the camera. The only reason is I'm going to show all of my loose cartridges without boxes behind the camera because they're so small it's kind of hard to see. So I've got cartridges from Computer Whiz, from Welcome Back Collectibles, from Retro Reset, and from Gaming Paradise. So those are the 4 places so far that I have bought Sega Genesis games. So I'm going to show off all of them behind the camera, but before I do that, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you never miss a video. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. So I'm going to show off all my out-of-box cartridges, and then I'll show my in-box cartridges again as well close up, but it would just be too hard to show these little cartridges off one by one in front of the camera. A lot easier to do behind the camera. I know in my last video I said I was going to show off my A Nightmare on Elm Street short circuit LED silhouette projector. I'll just save that for next time. So next video I'll show off all 6 of the projections from that Nightmare on Elm Street LED projector. But first, let's just start it off with a classic. This is Clay Fighter. I got this at Retro Reset in the mall. That is at Crossroads Mall in Beckley, West Virginia. I did shoot a little footage in there, and I'll have to show that off one day too. But yeah, I'm gonna show Retro Reset some love. Jason Schaefer, he was there, and he saw us. I told him it was the first time I've been there, and man, they got a cool store there. So keep up the good work. I'm so excited that you guys collect, or sell, I should say, Sega Genesis games, along with, they have everything, Atari, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and all the new stuff too. So very, very cool. Next up, it is Real Monsters. I bought this at Gaming Paradise in St. Albans. I picked up this game as well as The Lion King that I showed off. I just started this game. I got stuck on the first level already, so I'm going to watch a playthrough and see how to progress. For some reason I couldn't figure out how to switch the characters and climb on each other. If you know how to do that right off, I just need to Google it, but if you know how to play this game, give me some tips in the comments. Next up, and this I swear is one of my favorite games so far, playing this. I love the Warlock series. Well, I like Warlock 1 and 2 with Julian Sands. And this game is so cool. Like when you die, Julian Sands' Warlock pops up and just gives you a menacing look. The graphics in this is really cool. The gameplay is really cool. It's super, super hard. But man, it is fun. I love this game. Next up, this also came from Computer Whiz. Computer Whiz, actually, I've bought more Sega from Computer Whiz so far. Definitely check them out there in Beckley, West Virginia. This is Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Crossroads of Time. I just started this, haven't really gotten that far in this game. Next up, from Computer Whiz, I need to take the sticker off this one, is Animaniacs. This is a fun game. I love Animaniacs. If you haven't caught the new cartoon, the new Animaniacs cartoon they just released, I think they have a season or 2 out. Man, it is brilliant. Loved it. Love the old one too. Also from Computer Whiz, this is The Adventures of Mighty Max. I love Mighty Max because I just kind of got into some Mighty Max stuff. But the game itself, kind of hard to play. It's sort of all over the place. It's almost like you're trapped in one of his things because it's like everything kind of blends together and it's kind of hard to see what you're doing. Maybe with more playtime, I'll really enjoy it. Coming up next from Computer Whiz, and this is a super hard game, is Batman Forever. I like the graphics and stuff on this. It is hard. It took me forever I got stuck on one part and then I finally figured it out, and then I got stuck on another part. I had to watch a playthrough, and then I stopped, of course, and then went and played it, beat that part, and then got stuck again. So it's a fun game. It's just, gosh, it's super hard. And speaking of super hard, also from Computer Whiz is Chakan. I love this game. It is so freaking hard though, but it is so cool. The graphics are cool. It's just like a very dark game, very gothic, very moody. Man, very cool game. I very much enjoy playing it, and I can't wait to get further in the game. And now the 3 games that I do still have in the box. I'm not going to show off Sonic and Knuckles again because it's not actually my game, it's Zach's. So super cool game. I want to pick myself up a copy of Sonic and Knuckles. But as of right now, these are the 3 remaining games that are in my collection. Like I said, I just started this like not even a month ago. And it's already grown to 10, 11, 12 games, something like that. You can count them up, but I think it's 12 if I'm have my math right. Here's Team USA Basketball, the game. There's the book and the game. Yeah, I remember when they started doing it with the yellow sides there. And here is the booklet with all its instructions. That is really cool. Love having the complete, you know, everything intact, the game, the box, everything. And this was, of course, came from Welcome Back Collectibles, and also got this one, like I said, an acclaim sale from Welcome Back Collectibles. Actually, I've had this one the longest. Love the box. It's a pretty tough game, but it's fun. I think, I can't remember how far I've made it, but no booklet, but it does have the game. Game plays excellent. Love it. Love Terminator. And lastly, from Gaming Paradise is the notorious and classic The Lion King. I really hope I can get past this level 2. Can't wait to be king. It's so tough. But the first level is so fun. The music and the graphics and the colors, they're so nice. So can't wait to progress. I remember as a kid getting stuck on level 2, and I know we beat level 2, but it took forever. And then, once you die, and if you start it again and don't continue, it is so hard to get back to level 3. There's the game, get the booklet, the poster, and the gargoyles ad. That is cool right there. I'd like to have gargoyles on Sega. So there you have it. I am full-blown Sega Genesis mode right now. I love it. And let me know what your favorite Sega Genesis game is in the comments, and what is the hardest Sega Genesis game you've ever played. Let me know what game you loathed as well. Hold up. Now actually I got 2 more to show off. So we have Beavis and Butthead, which I got from Welcome Back Collectibles. A tough game, but the animation is spot on with the show. And also from the Welcome Back Collectibles claim sale, I have Garfield Caught in the Act. I knew I was missing a few, so I went back and showed the last 2 that are in my collection right now. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you never miss a video.